Hello and welcome to this channel. If you're new here, kindly subscribe and click the bell notification button to get updated on all our new videos. Monday, October 3rd, 2022 has been declared a public holiday by the federal government to mark the nation's 62nd independence anniversary celebration. Minister of Interior Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola made the declaration on behalf of the federal government. While wishing Nigerians a memorable independence celebration, he reminded them of our founding fathers, in spite of the differences in faith, tribe, and tongue, still came together for Nigerians' independence. A statement signed by Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Dr. Shuaib Bogere, reads, "The Minister of Interior, Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola, who made the declaration on behalf of the federal government, congratulates all Nigerians on this year's celebration and assures of government commitment to tackling all the challenges facing the nations and bring smiles to the faces of all the people. The world is going through dire economic and security challenges which have also affected our nation. However, I am assuring us all the government will not abandon the people, but will continue to confront all those challenges with the might at our disposal unit despite comes our way. Our warmth, welcoming spirit and love as well all our unbounded human capital and the richness of our land make Nigerian unarguably the leading black nation in the world, an African's pride and welcome of hope. If we can rally ourselves together to harness our potential, we shall be the greatest nation on the earth. A country of over 200 million people whose natural talents, gift and passion glitter like the precious diamond that we are. Nigerians are sparkling like diamonds in the park, whether in the academia, science and technology, business, innovation, music, entertainment, fashion or culture. Though our nation is going through challenges, especially on securities, those challenges are temporal and do not define us. We are defined by the greatness of the Nigerian people in our diversity, strength, ingenuity, and resilience. We shall overcome all the challenges. A time is coming when we shall look at this period in retrospect and give thanks to the Most High for the stormy waters we have waded through, the triumph we have recorded over the challenges that took so huge and gargantuan today. Guys, the federal government of Nigeria is composed of three distinct branches: legislative, executive, and judicial, whose power are vested by the Constitution of Nigeria in the National Assembly, the President, and the Federal Courts, including the Supreme Court, respectively. The Constitution provides a separation and balance of powers among the three branches and aims to prevent repetition of past mistakes made by the government. Nigeria is a federal republic with executive power exercised by the President. The President is the head of state, the head of government, and the head of a multi-party system. Nigerian politics takes place within the framework of a federal, presidential, representative democratic republic in which executive power is exercised by the government. Legislative power is held by the federal government and the two chambers of the legislature, the House of Representatives and the Senate. Together, the two chambers make up the law-making body in Nigeria, called the National Assembly, which serves as a check on the executive arm of government. The Economic Intelligence Unit rated Nigeria a hybrid regime in 2019. The federal government, state and local government of Nigeria aim to work cooperatively to govern the nation and its people. Nigeria became a member of the British Commonwealth upon its independence from British colonial rule on October 1, 1960. The law of Nigeria is based on the rule of law, the independence of the judiciary, and the British common law, due to the long history of British colonial influence. The common law in the legal system is similar to common law system used in England and Wales and other Commonwealth countries. The constitutional framework for the legal system is provided by the Constitution of Nigeria. English law, which is derived from the colonial past with Britain. Common law, case law development since colonial independence. Customary law, which is derived from indigenous traditional norms and practices. Sharian law, law used in some states in the northern region. There is a judicial branch with the Supreme Court regarded as the highest court of the nation. Legislation as the source of Nigerian law. The two fundamental sources of Nigerian law through legislation are Acts of British Parliament, popularly referred to as Statutes of General Application during the period before independence, and secondly, local legislation, comprising enactment of a Nigerian legislation from colonial period to date. There were other sources which through submissions in Nigerian legislation were distinctly imported into the Nigerian legal system. They are called criminal and penal codes of Nigeria. Nigerian statutes are sources of Nigerian law. Nigerian legislation may be classified as the colonial era unit 1960, post-independent legislation 1960 to 1966, the military era 1966 to 1999. The post-independent legislation 1960 to 1966. The grant of independence to Nigeria was a milestone in the political history of the country. This period witnessed the cultivation of political gain made during the colonial era. Politicians genuinely focused their lapses in the country. It achieved for herself a republican status by shaking off the last vestiges and colonial authorities. However, despite the violent violation of its provision, the constitution remained the subsequent administration, military or otherwise. The military regime in 1966 to 1999. The breakdown of law and order, which occurred in the period under review, will not be attributed to any defeat in Nigerian legal system. Corrupt practices both in the body politic and all aspects of Nigerian life eroded efficiency and progress. There were 8 coups generally, 5 were successful and 3 were unsuccessful. The president is elected through universal suffrage. The president is both the chief of state and the head of state, heading the Federal Executive Council or Cabinet. The president is elected to see that Nigerian Constitution is enacted and that legislation is applied to the people. The elected president is also in charge of the nation's armed forces and can serve no more than 2 4-year elected terms. The current president of Nigeria is Muhammad Buhari, who was elected in 2015, and the current vice president is Yemi Osinbajo. The executive branch is divided into federal ministries, each headed by ministers appointed by the president. The president must include at least 1 member from each of 36 states in this capital. The president appointments are confirmed by the Senate of Nigeria. In some cases, a federal ministry is responsible for more than 1 ministry. For example, environment and housing may be combined, or a minister may be assisted by 1 or more ministers of state. Each ministry also had a permanent secretary, who is a senior civil servant. The ministries are responsible for various parastatals, government-owned corporations, such as universities, the National Broadcasting Commission and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. However, some parastatals are the responsibility of the Office of the Presidency, such as the Independent National Electoral Commission and the Economic and Financial Crime Commission and the Federal Civil Service Commission. Guys, let's talk about democracy in Nigeria. Nigeria democratized in 1999 with the start of the Fourth Republic, but has suffered some setbacks to becoming fully democratic. Elites in Nigeria have been found to have more powers and influence than average citizens, and as a consequence of this, there has been a great idea of corruption in Nigerian politics and general life. A good sign of democracy in Nigeria is the fact that elections are becoming less fraudulent and there is no more party competition. Well guys, there you have it. Monday, October 3rd, 2022 has been declared a public holiday by the federal government to mark the nation's 62nd independence universal and anniversary celebration. Thank you all for listening to that, and please don't forget to like, subscribe and drop your comments in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye.